It's been a wet and miserable 24 hours in Castleford, and it's a mood that's been pervading in the town, the rugby league fans, for most of the season. Can they finally lift a bit of their gloom today up against a Warrington side who know they simply have to keep winning if they're going to keep pressure on that top six? What a big match this is, certainly from the Wolves' point of view, who cannot afford a slip-up against the Castleford side, who temporarily, under new head coach of Chris Chester, can they provide a response after that defeat to Salford last week? Well, we've already had some eye-catching results in this round of the Betfred Super League. We might have another one here, who knows? We've got 80 minutes that will tell us that, but Lee opening things up with that big 16-4 win at St Helens on Thursday night. What a statement that was. Wakefield cantering 46 points to 10 against Huddersfield, and Leeds pushed close at half-time, but running away with it in the second half against Salford. A headline maker, Hull FC 32-12 at Wigan. They cannot win at home, but my goodness, away from home, they are pretty good. And Hull Kingston Rovers also on their troubles with a big win in Catalan as well. Just this one match remaining. Well, this is the way the table looks after the round of matches we've had so far. You can see its importance from Warrington's point of view, because they just slipped 3 points behind Hull FC unless they can get a win here today. Points difference is not great from their point of view either, so maybe they could do with a big score. Castleford, well, their season, their hopes went a long while ago. As far as the team news is concerned, well, Chris Chester, as we said, the head coach, the interim head coach, the search is on for a new head coach, of course, but came right back from a recent loan spell. He's in on the bench. Hassi and Atkin alongside each other in the halves, and Lewis Senior and Innes Senior, the two twins, playing alongside each other on the edge as well. And as far as Warrington are concerned, Toby King back in the fray, but the headline there is the young fella on the bench, 17-year-old Ewan Irwin. We saw him briefly in a match against St Helens earlier this year when he actually got activated as 18th man and played for about 3 or 4 minutes, but he could get a bigger spell here today. Well, the rain is pouring, the clouds have gathered. If you need somebody to lift your spirits, then who better than Kyle Amor? What are you looking forward to today, Kyle?
Yeah, good afternoon, David, to everyone watching at home. The two halfbacks for me in this weather, like we've mentioned, the rain is pouring down and has been all afternoon. The guy on the right, Mark Sneed, of course, we all know full well about his kicking game. He had a single season here back in 2014. He knows this pitch better than most, and, you know, Dejan Hassi, very, very difficult start to his career in the Super League, but those two have to play really well this afternoon if any of these two sides are going to come out with the victory.
Well, there's an argument to be said that Warrington have one of the easier run-ins in the last 8-9 weeks of the season than those others vying for that sixth spot. There's Chris Chester taking on the responsibility of coaching this club, of course, with the departure of Danny Maguire, and Sam Burgess hoping that he can resurrect his side's grand final hopes this year. Who knows? You never know, getting the six. It's always a possibility. George Williams leading at his side as well. We're going to have a minute's applause here before the match kicks off too, for a Castleford stalwart who's sadly passed away. We'll tell you more about that in just a second. But an easier run-in on paper for Warrington, but you've got to deliver the victory, haven't you? You've got to get the results, and it has to start here today.
Well, they have to perform, don't they? We've said that a number of times from Sam Burgess's men. You feel that it has to really, really start now. Time is running out. Games are coming thick and fast as we head towards the business end of the season. And for Castleford, well, they've just got to really try and focus and show this crowd just a bit more effort in terms of their performance. It hasn't been good enough. Changes will be made, no doubt about it, for next season. But right now, they've got a task of a hungry, chasing pack of wolves.
Well, we will hopefully be having a word with Chris Chester at the end of the game today, and I'm sure one of the questions for him will be, where are they at in terms of next coach, because he's very much involved in that recruitment process as well. And who knows if George Williams picks up the player of the match. And I'm not trying to influence you here, Kyle, but we could be asking him about his future as well. But we're going to have a minute's applause right now in memory of a guy called Dave Newman. A lot of people at Castleford will know all about Dave. Sadly passed away suddenly whilst on holiday with his wife Jane. He's described as a larger-than-life character, liked by everyone at the club and leaves a big hole in many people's lives, none more so, of course, than his wife Jane, his stepson Dale, and his many friends. And all our thoughts and best wishes passed on from those of us in the Sky Sports team here today, and I'm sure everybody at this ground as well will be showing their appreciation for the life of Dave Newman, as his details are just being read out there down on the PA system. He'd been driving improvement projects as well at the club. Really popular club employee and a great character as well.
He will be sadly missed, and to mark the sad passing of Dave, I ask everybody, wherever you are able, to rise and join the minutes applause, which will start and finish upon the sound of the referee's whistle.
Riveting always does that kind of thing very well, doesn't it? And you just hope that's some small consolation for Dave's his wife Jane and his family and friends as well. But a very, very sad time. Well, about to get this match underway. As you saw, Jack Smith is our referee. Sam Burgess at the back of a very, very rainy stand. I was in the local area yesterday, and I can tell you that yesterday and today the rain has remained heavy. So for 48 hours this pitch has been soaking it up. It looks pretty good at the moment, doesn't it? The green grass down there, no sign of any puddles, but we're underway, and it will be Singleton with a first carry for Castleford. And what a challenge they've got today, Kyle Amor, to try and lift themselves for this game.
Yeah, they sure have. You know, a lot of noise has been happening in and around the club, particularly, you know, the head coach leaving, and then they lost to Salford last week. It's really important that they get back to performing at a level that they believe that they can. As Tom Amon, he just carries the ball up to the 25-metre line.
Well, Lawler in at dummy half, and Westerman will take it on a stride or two as well with his carry. Warrington will be reasonably happy with the way things are going at the moment in defence, just restricting their opponents to a minimum. And as Simmingham picks up, they're going to have to kick a Castleford from inside their own half, off the boot of Assey. Full ball glaring at Assey as he kicked that away, but it's taken well enough by Josh Thewlis on that far side and running it back. The two Thewlis brothers on either wing for Warrington, the two senior twins alongside each other on the left-hand side for Castleford. So a lot of familiar families out there as Williams manages to skid an extra 10 yards or so. Here's Powell ploughing up through Toby King. Powell again just having a little look around, and Mark Sneed, my goodness, how important his left boot is going to be today as he sends that skidding through. And a bend of the back by Innis Senior, who runs it back and is caught on the 20. Red boots on Innis Senior, that helps us, doesn't it? And Lewis has got the white boots on today, so if you're watching on and wondering which is which, that just gives you a bit of a clue.
Oh, thanks for that, Dave. You've helped me out there.
So this, therefore, is Lewis.
Two different kicks, sorry, Dave, to finish the sets there. We saw Assey trying the spiral bomb. And then Mark Sneed just putting boot to ball, keeping it nice and low, just trying to win that field position early on.
There's Fletcher Rooney. Well, we have been at this ground when the atmosphere has been absolutely electric down the years. Not quite reaching those levels at the moment. The kick is from Atkin. The form of the local club and the weather has really dampened spirits. To the players on the field to try and lift things here as Jeff Pulis brings it forward. Sneed, the dummy half, just trying to get things moving again here. There's Josh Pulis. Sam Powell back where he needs to be. They're on the last because Duffy's the man who's carrying it in. Oh, that's only the fourth actually, so it's a change of style from Warrington's point of view. Sneed now, well, they were kicking on the fifth. There's the clue. It's a 40-20. If it bounces out of play, it does bounce out of play. And we talked about the importance of Sneed's boot, especially today, and straight away it's made its mark.
Well, Mark Sneed's boot, it's not just to gain territory, it's to apply pressure, manage field position, and ultimately force their opposition into errors, either with the ball or defensively. And they've got a real opportunity here, 10 metres away.
Yates takes it in, Powell's a dummy half. Williams down this left-hand side. It's a poor pass. It's knocked on. Conor Wrench couldn't take it cleanly, but mistake there. The lack of connectivity has let Castleford off the hook.
Yeah, it's disappointing after the good work from Mark Sneed. George Williams just gets the pass wrong. Fitzgibbon, he just wanted that ball out in front of him. It goes behind, and behind King as well. Or Wrench, rather.
What a round we've had in terms of results. We thought we knew what was happening, didn't we? 3-4 weeks ago, we thought we knew the top two.
Yeah.
And now we don't. We thought that Warrington may be out of the mix, but my goodness, they've dragged themselves back in again. Nobody wants to stick their head in. Here we go. Ball goes in. Atkin with a feed, and off it comes through Innis Senior with a galloping effort. Lawler, who wears a 10, but he's in the role of the 9 today. Lewis Senior will take it on again, but having taken it on as strider 2, he's lost a yard or two. Good effort, good attitude from the Warrington defenders. Singleton now, looking to pound it forward. 20 from his own line, so again they're just struggling at the moment to get some decent yardage, as Amon is the latest to be skittled over. Lawler collects, spinning it left. Assi with a big kick. He's found some open space.
It's a great kick, Dave.
Duffy picks up, but it's less than comfortable. Simbican's waiting and teammates to help. So Warrington start from deep inside their own half.
That's a good kick there from Assi. Matt Duffy thought it was going to go into that right corner. He just finds the space in between them, splits them. And ultimately, it's Castleford who can now really try and apply some pressure through the defence.
There's Wrench. If they go for an early 40-20 again here. Vaughan. Oh, that's cheeky. Up he gets, pull them up, make yourself decent again, Paul, and off we go. Luke Yates with a carry. Last play. Sneed again, puts it up in the air. Rooney's underneath it, spinning around, the ball's gone to ground, it's kicked on by King. The chase is on. I think it's Curry who's eventually got it. Well, somehow Castleford have survived there, but wanting to get another set. King spinning it back, Powell to that right-hand side. Little step here, trying to find a way through. Body's being dragged all over the way. Sam Stone is eventually going to be held up. Back it comes to Sneed. Yates, as is his wont, just bashes it in. Bruises a few rib cages and then plays the ball, and Powell goes out and Curry gets it away, and a reach and a dive from Sam Stone. Well, that had a look of inevitability on it, didn't it? And Stone eventually does manage to dive in, and Warrington, after a bit of a Keystone Cops moment, get their score.
Yeah, it's come off the back of 3 different kicks from Mark Sneed. This time, he just puts his foot right through the ball. Look at the height he gets on this, and he puts young Fletcher Rooney in all sorts. Dejan Assi actually does really well to deny a Warrington try here, just on Ben Curry. And then a couple of players later, just move the ball through Ben Curry, who's been doing that so well this season. Operating in that loose forward role. Sam Stone patiently waits and opens them up 4-0.
I think that's his first try as well since his arrival from Salford, so that's milestone moment for Sam Stone.
A decent pick-up as well. Works really, really hard out on that right edge. Not afraid to tackle either.
I think we have to, you saw the extent of the rain there as we saw Sam Burgess at the back of the stand. I think we have to judge today's standards with that weather in mind.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, without doubt. And that's why we mentioned right before the two half-backs and how important their kicking game was, or is, sorry. Mark Sneed, he's just winning it at the moment.
90-degree kick. One-time Castleford player, of course. He was Challenge Cup finalist, wasn't he? He was on loan here a few years back. Mark Sneed, back in 2014. Good heavens, that's 11 years ago.
Against Leeds, wasn't it?
He stuck it over after that mistake.
They do well here at Castleford to get enough bodies around it, but again, a couple of players later, it's Assey who just gets caught ball watching. Just look, he just turns his hips in just there, gets on the outside of him.
So it's going to be a day of high concentration when the ball's up in the air. Hewley's on that occasion doing that, and Yates with the carry. Powell out of dummy half. Big day for the likes of Paul Vaughan as well, because earned metres down at the middle are going to be so valuable. Powell. Just a little bit of a wrestle again.
It's just really important, Dave, in these parts of the field as you're coming away from your own end, that you complete high. Early kick here. Powell trying to look for a 40-20. Fletcher Rooney's back there.
Didn't quite have the power on the kick, but it's a good kick. And again, we're seeing that early tactic, aren't we? Just get the opposition back towards their own line as soon as possible.
And that's it, and just try and force a mistake. So difficult to keep hold of the ball in these conditions. There won't be much shape coming out of yardage. Josh Sim
manages to make another yard or two, the Sim. And here comes the white-booted Lewis Senior. 10 short of the halfway line. Lawler again at dummy half. Amon, well, just slipped a little as he tried to get his head down and push through. So you can imagine a kick here on the last. Assey, Curry was out to him quickly, but Assey still puts it over the air. Dufty catches safely, struggles to find his feet, but then finds a decent position to start the set.
Another testing kick with height from Assey. Wonderful pressure from Ben Curry and a decent catch as well from Dufty.
Not sure whether it's their hairstyle, but Toby King looks as though he's grown a bit, doesn't he? Well, he's been away. Oh, here comes Dufty, and there's an obstruction line from Fitzgibbon.
Fitzgibbon on Atkin, I think it was.
Well, he can appeal if he wants. No, he's not going to do. Captain's challenge was available. Decides against it. Penalty goes Castleford's way.
And probably the first opportunity 10 minutes in, Dave, where we've seen Castleford in a decent field position. We'll start this full set here, 35 metres away.
What can they make of this? Atkin puts it onto Singleton, and Singleton goes barging forward again now. Just over 20 out. Lawler looking at where the pass is going to go. It's going to go left to Assey. And here's Amon, who's again trying to wrestle his way an extra yard or two. Lawler, a little glance to his right-hand side where Atkin is waiting, and Westerman's always got the capability of popping a ball out, getting a soft pass away, but not on that occasion. Lawler again, 3 to go. Singleton was there, but it comes back with Atkin, and Assey now joins in at pace, and he will try and bamboozle his way through. He's over the line. Has he touched it down? Yes, he has. Referee backs away straight away, and Dejan Assey somehow, despite all those defenders around him, manages to touch it down.
Well, it was a pre-planned move, make no mistake about it. You can see how both sides of the ruck just move in sync. But Assey shouldn't really be scoring from there. But credit where credit's due. The upper body strength to get that ball down and get Castleford to within 2 points. You could just see Simbikin pulling players in, and then Assey with 4 players, 4 purple shirts in and around him. He shouldn't be dotting this ball down, Dave. Gets through Sneed, too easy. He started again brightly as Assey. A couple of decent kicks. And they tried to boot as well.
Well, there you go. There is a response from Castleford, and it was almost a delayed response from the Castleford fans. I don't think they believed he got it down, and when they saw the referee running backwards, that's when they started to cheer. Because suddenly they realised that their side had scored. I think it's unfair to say that expectations amongst the local fans would not have been high coming into this game, given recent events, but suddenly they're finding a bit of sound and a bit of a drum beat. Akin, left-footed, sweeps that. Oh, he struck that beautifully well. Beautifully well. And it's 6 points to 6. So Warrington, having struck first, suddenly find themselves pegged back again.
They sure do, sorry. It just shows you the importance of discipline and completion at this ground. The penalty was given away with Warrington with ball in hand. A couple of players later, they sat behind the posts. 6-all.
Haven't scored many tries this year, Cass. It was only their 59th, but suddenly they're fueled by a little self-belief, maybe. Singleton leading the charge. Lawler wants this played quickly. Every yard so precious at the moment. A Mo. This is Simbakin. Little step off his right foot as he hits that defensive line. Lawler again. Westerman's organising things here. Again, he'll take it in. This time again, it's another carry. But he keeps them guessing. Lawler. Assey. Oh, it's a slip. And it's still the 6th. So Assey, well, he does well to travel as far as he did in the end and get that kick up. I tell you what, there's some hooves here, and Dufty was very wise to get to the ground because Amon was after him.
Yeah, really smart play there from the fullback. As soon as he catches it, he makes himself as small as possible, and needs to as well, because he had Tom Amon breathing down his neck.
If he kept his feet here, oh, he'd be very pleased he got to where he got to. Sneed.
Strength there from Toby King, Dave. 4 players on him.
Here's Powell. This is Vaughan again. And quickly shifted away, and Wrench has got space in which to run. He's got Sneed there for company as well. He tried to use that to his advantage. The tackle's made by Rooney, and then the covering tackle by Lawler. Have Warrington just spilled a real opportunity, or can they still take advantage? Williams puts a kick up. King was chasing, but Cass have it back. And that was a great recovery from Castleford's defence.
Conor Wrench has just blown a dead set try. Mark Sneed furious that he doesn't get his hands on that ball. And Castleford survived that. Senior.
Innes with a carry. Still hopping an extra foot or so. Well, they've only got a couple of plays to go in this set. So as Sim picks himself up, they've still got a lot of work to do. Here's Zach Sinney. One left. Assey. Just looking for distance and a bounce, and he's certainly got the bounce. Josh Dewlis with the catch. Castleford's chase looks decent enough, and it is. So Dewlis. Oh, there's a clash of heads there with his brother Jake. Although he's hopping away, I think it was a leg he hurt.
Struck his leg underneath it. There's the 3 Castleford players. I think back there. Here comes Yates.
Steady and sturdy from Luke Yates. Powell. Curry offers it to Williams. Dart back in by Stone. Curry again, change of direction, and he's clocked one on the melon, I think. I think he just got a bang to his nose. He's having a look at the referee, who's not interested. Sneed dances away from Lawler, gets that kick up towards the corner, but should and is taken safely by Sim, and he now can work to try and find a passage down the middle.
A decent return there from Sim, just trying to get to the centre point of the field to open up both sides.
Always chance all the way out there to Lewis Senior, who goes racing away. He's got support as well, if he can find it, but there's too many bodies in the way. It is Senior right behind him. It's flicked back. Mella, Cini, they're travelling into trouble rather than creating anything, although Cini's doing his level best to push people away. Simbakan, back to Atkin. Here's Westerman, again just changing that angle of attack. Well, it was a long distance clearing run, so they've still got tackles in the bag. Atkins made very quick progress to get across there. Mella can't quite punch his way through. Now they have one play to go. Warrington on their own line. Atkin again. Assey with a grubber kick. Oh, it's been missed. It's been missed, and Lawler dives on it. Oh, the fumble. The punch of the ground by Lachlan Fitzgibbon. But it's a punch of the air from Castleford, because Lawler's got them ahead.
Oh, goodness me, Dave. The set before, Warrington blow a try. And then the next set, it's George Lawler who gets his 5th try of the season. Off a kick from Arcee again. But look at this moment, huge moment in the context of the opening 19 minutes. Mark Sneed furious. Castleford survived that set. And then off the kick return, they get down to this end of the field. Fitzgibbon can't deal with it. Lawler pounces. What a start this is from Castleford.
Wow. Isn't it just? You know, not every excuse, but every expectation, I think, where Warrington took that early lead, in quite calamitous circumstances from Castleford's point of view, you just question whether this was going to be another of those days for Cass. But the way they've responded. Oh, a bit of a talking to themselves for the Warrington players behind the sticks. Lady Gardner's just gone in there as well to add a few messages from the sidelines, no doubt. And Atkin ain't going to fail with that kick. 12 points to 6, Castleford lead. We're only a quarter of the way through the game, but Warrington know this is going to be a battle today for much needed points.
Yeah, it's been a decent game to watch as well, Dave. 20 minutes in, many breaks. Couple of tries already. Arcee started the game brightly. He really has. Lawler benefits.
Chris Chester, I think, up there. We can just about see him through the raindrops in the gloom of the stand at this Grade A stadium.
It's a good carry there from Singleton. Him and Amon have started this game really well.
And the Castleford fans have not had many chances to bang that drum this year, but they're enjoying it at the moment. Amon. Lawler, the try scorer. Westerman again, and he's again just running it in. Won't be long before he passes at the line. Just pops one out. Rooney. Assey. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. That's gone so high in the air. So high in the air.
Oh,
and for that reason, Duffy's dropped it. Lawler picks it up. And Castleford have it back. And Simbakan carries it on. And here now comes Mella. But a response from the Warrington defenders. Well, that went through the clouds and came down wet through. And now Singleton will try and batter his way over. Lawler has to wait patiently. Westerman, Atkin, and now it comes out to Cini. Oh, that's poor. That is poor. The miss-out pass. It was calling for a miss-out pass. It turned out to be a miss pass.
Look at the height there from the left boot of Arcee once more. It puts Duffy in all sorts of trouble. He can't deal with it. And just when you thought Castleford were going to get over again, Warrington, they get back. They rescue well, but then that final pass there from Sinek needs to be iced. Good game, this.
It's
surprising.
A bigger contest than we would have imagined ahead of the match, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when Warrington scored that early try. You just wondered whether this was going to settle into one of those days where Warrington come here, do the business, get the points, go home again. And that might still happen, but they're going to have to work very hard from it here on in. Castleford are showing some real intent. Sneed. Williams. Duffy joining in the line. Skip and a slip from King. So they're on the last and not on their own terms. Is this ball played? It is slow, so Sneed again is under pressure. Kick and Rudy catches safely enough and run it back to that 20-metre line and beyond.
A bit more decent pressure there from Castleford on Mark Sneed.
Deja! Go on.
There's a bit of blood coming out of Assie's head. That's why Jack Smith stopped the game.
Going to need a new shirt as well, Cass.
Some repairs on.
Yeah.
You can see pouring down his chin.
One on Fletcher.
Some of the matches you can see there coming up next week and beyond. It's a split round, isn't it? 3 matches next week, 3 matches the week after. Every club will get a week off as a result of that.
We will get a bit of advantage.
That fixture listing, but no mid-season international. He'd be encouraged, won't he, Chris Chester, at the moment?
Absolutely, yeah. Given what's happened over the last couple of weeks, the departure of Danny Maguire and that loss last week would have really, really hurt these players against an ever-improving Salford. But you just see there where Assie gets cut open. It's been an encouraging performance from the home team, you have to say.
Well, Brad Singleton has gone off. In the meantime, by the way, Brad Singleton's gone off. Joe Stimson, the recent arrival from Australia, has come on. But, well, when that happened, we thought there was an inevitability to the game.
Yeah, it just looked an easy try, didn't it, to concede. But then the Tigers, they hit back. And Assie, who's been all over this show in the opening quarter, got the first reply. Before the Assie again just slides the kick through the front door. Fitzgibbon can't deal with it. Lawler's there to pounce.
So he stays on with a sticking plaster on his head. Change his shirt as well here for Dejan Asic. People getting excited that he's showing a bit of flesh. Not him, Sam Burgess. Dejan Asic on the pitch.
It's not the first bit of flash we've seen this afternoon, is it?
I've still not recovered from the last one. But if you missed it, well, tough. Castleford find themselves back in possession and the game is back on again. 23 minutes played. 6-point lead for the home side. And I'm sure fans of Hull and Wakefield will be watching on and hoping that Cass can carry on and do a job here, because that doesn't half dent Warrington's top 6 hopes if they do succumb to defeat today. But as we keep saying, there's a long way to go. A lot of story to be written. Amon with a carry. This is the last. Back it goes to Assie with the newly acquired headwear. Bounce slightly awkward for Duffy. Readjusts and returns and finds Castleford's defence is willing enough.
He does that ever so well, Matt Duffy. Pins his ears back as soon as he gets his hands on the ball. 193 metres on average he makes every game. He really does give them some go forward from the back.
Here's King backing in and pushing hard and finding himself almost on the halfway line. Powell, Curry, Yates again. Carting it forward. Sneed The chip is on because the chase is on. Jake Pulis very quickly after that, but Josh Sim, having got the ball, and then an adventurous pass away, and somehow,
brilliant work.
Somehow, Innis Senior has got back in the field of play.
Brilliant work there from Sim, and good reload as well from Senior to provide him that option. Just when you thought Sim was going to get trapped in.
Oh, it's a knock on though.
Oh,
knocked on by Lewis Senior. So that reverses all of that good work, because Warrington now do come up with possession and very close to that Castleford line.
It could be a costly mistake, you feel. Warrington do have good shape down this end of the field, but here's the work from Sim again. He does ever so well. Chris Chester will be disappointed that after the good work there to get out of the in goal, the next player, they lose the ball. And a scrum, centre of the field, 10 metres away.
So Warrington can refocus their mindset here, looking to strike if they can. Not that many on that side, and King is an easy target for the advancing defenders. The bulk of the numbers were on the left-hand side of the scrum. They went for the shot play there, but easily dealt with by Castleford. Sneed, here's Vaughan. Grabbed at by, amongst others, Stimson. Fresh on the field. And now Powell. Curry, straightening things up, just trying to push himself through those cluster of defenders. Powell again, hoiks it back to Sneed, who immediately changes direction with a pass to Williams. Williams now with a measured kick to the in-goal area. It's going to be dealt with superbly by Innis Senior, and not for the first time in recent moments. Castleford turn a highly perilous position into a bit of infield.
I'll make that 3 times now that Castleford have been allowed to get out their in-goal area. I think Sam Burgess will be furious with the chase, because he should be getting trapped in there. Just letting Castleford off the hook.
Waller pulls it out. Stimson with the carry. Stimson has to go back and play the ball. Atkin now. Early kick from Cass this time. Bit of a lower trajectory, which Matt Duffy, I'm sure, will be relieved about. And he manages to get himself and his side back to 30 metres from their own line. A skip here from Jake Pulis. High tackle. The explanation. In-game referee rules explained.
So, giving away the penalty there, inviting the Wolves back down to this end of the field. We mentioned about discipline with and without the ball being crucial on this ground.
There's Fitzgibbon, and here comes Powell with Sneed eager and waiting. Just offering it back. The side making slowish progress here at the moment. Either another who's fresh from that interchange bench. Williams goes skipping on now, and Duffy's involved as well, and suddenly this is looking very lively. It's somehow hooked back to Duffy again, but the effort from Simbakin, superb. Just stopping that for a moment, but then Yates, and Simbakin's there to make another tackle, having been brushed off at the first attempt by Yates. Crowder with a reach. Sneed, back it goes to Williams. Oh, and it's his footwork just tantalising that defence till Lawler eventually grabs his ankles and helps to pull him down. 1 to go. 8 metres to cover. Sneed's kick. It's the big arms of Senior, Lewis Senior on that occasion, who gathers it in and gets them back to relative safety. And a penalty on the back of that as well for Cass.
Davey gets out of in goal once again though. He has to be trapped there. Then they give away the penalty. That's a choice, that. Got to be better in that department. The kick from Williams was a good one.
Atkins kick away. Tap and go by Lewis Senior. So they'll be fairly confident of getting deep inside their opponent's half in this set. Now they're taking it on a strider too, the captain. Amon thought about the pass, then decided he was just going to carry it on, and he's thrown another yard or two further forward, and it's another set of 6. Too much messing about. Castleford given the advantage again. Westerman is propping it in. Lawler. 5 to go. This is Stimson. Here's Lawler. Wants this play quicker. Atkin again. Simmerkin cutting back. Crowther got his shoulder in to help make the tackle. Lawler. Westerman. Cassie and Mellor. Just for a moment thought there was a way open for him, but Warrington's defence recovering. Castleford still knocking on that door though. Westerman and Stimson. Sneed had come out to make sure he cut out his options, but the option's not completely cut down because they get it away. Atkin puts a kick in, and it's a super take by Wrench.
A wonderful take there from Wrench. Just plucks that ball out. Warrington just off their own doing a back-to-back penalty and then a 6 again, inviting Castleford down. But they survive. There's Dewlis now with a decent carry, trying to get some ruck speed here.
Joe Philbin just on the field as well. He'll be wanting to get involved in the action, and here he is straight away. First carry of the day, and it's not a bad one, is it? My goodness. Has he had that ball stolen? No, just about kept a hold of it. Would have been a penalty for Warrington because there were 2 men in the tackle. Williams now trying to cut through with a dummy. 1 play to go. Warrington. Sneed almost expectedly with that boot stuck high up there, and it's a forced catch coming in from Atkin, but in the field of play, and then knocks on. Oh, Castleford have spilled the ball.
It's a 3-point play the ball. Your hands are on the floor when you play the ball. It's a 3-point play the ball.
Well, has he got the confidence to make the captain's challenge? No, he hasn't. Referee's decision stands here, and another big moment with 8 minutes to go.
It was a good take from him, but he doesn't stand up correctly to play the ball, and that's why it's deemed as a mistake.
Yeah, as the referee pointed out, hand on the floor when he got up to play. It still had the hand on the floor, so there was no argument. Philbin with a crash back wallop effort in again.
Big set this.
Powell, Sneed, and the ball is out to Wrench, and Wrench puts on a bit of a jiggle and a wiggle, but Simmerkin grabs hold of his hips and pulls him down. It's back with Sneed. Here comes Curry. Wall of defenders ahead of him, there's no way through, and they make sure he can't get that pass away either. George Griffin wrapping things up. Atkin, Crowther. Warrington running out of tackles here. 2 to go, putting so much pressure on this Castleford line. Williams tries to slide it through, but it's batted away at the back there by Innes Senior. It'll be a dropout underneath the sticks.
A short kicking game from Williams this time. It's inch perfect. But the chase is equal to measure there. Innes Senior just bats that ball away. It's 6 more, and you just get a feeling that the Tigers are just hanging on.
Well, they'll be desperate to hang on. This will be a measure of their character as it stands at the moment, given the pressure that's being applied here by Warrington. But a measure of the desperation for Warrington at the moment. In a game they simply have to win, surely. They do want to go in level at half-time if they can. Powell. Crowther. Geordie Crowther pushing again. 2 plays gone. 4 more to go. Sneed. It's with Williams. Duffy with a ball over the top and a run to the corner. Well, defenders are across there very quickly, but I think he thinks it's a try.
Tackle 2, mate.
Try on the field.
Touching goal and the ground of the ball, please.
But we're having a look at this. Let's hear from the video referee.
Okay, it's tackle 2. We've got a try on field. We're checking touch and grounding. So he's in field at this point. He's always in field, and the ball is grounded. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, that is an absolutely exceptional finish, isn't it, by Jake Pulis? Disappeared into the corner, but he has managed to get that ball down. It's a quick decision as well from Liam Rush, a video referee. Evidence there to see, and the try is confirmed. And the rather soggy Warrington fans at the other end of the field just have something to celebrate with half-time looming.
Yeah, it was a really neat try as well. The late movement from Williams, 9, 6, 7 and 1 all combined. Sneed to Williams to Dufty, and those lead runners just condense the line and make a mismatch out wide. And Jake Pulis collects his 7th score of this season, one behind his brother now on the opposite edge. And a nice try from Warrington to bring it back to within 2. Mark Sneed with a difficult kick to come.
Well, how many times have we talked about Sneed with difficult kicks, and he delivers? Can he do it again here to bring this game level? 5 minutes to half-time. He doesn't rush things, does he? Mark Sneed doesn't need to. He's picked his angles, he's picked the spot he wants the ball to fly. And he's missed it. We gave him the build-up, but he couldn't deliver on that occasion.
He pulled it well wide as well. 12-10. Again, coming off the back of a mistake. They have decent shape, and all the key players touch the ball at the right moment. Pulis gets over in the corner.
Well, he might have missed that kick, Mark Sneed, but the one he got earlier takes him to 2,286 Super League points, which actually takes him above Pat Richards in the all-time list. He's now in 6th on his own in that list, which includes the likes of Andy Farrell, Paul Deacon, Danny Brough and Kevin Sinfield. So he's in incredible company, isn't he?
Sure is.
So Warrington trying to build again. There's time for another before the half-time hooter sounds. Is there will and inclination and ability from either side to produce that? One-handed pick-up by Powell. Williams takes it on again. Just a little burst of speed to add a bit of consternation to the Cas defenders. Sneed again. Up it goes. They're scrambling in the middle. Well, that's a good leap and take by Fletcher Rooney.
It is, under all sorts of pressure as well. What a wonderful set after points from Warrington. Hard direct carries, just rolling Castleford down the field. And a decent kick on the end of it, claimed well by Fletcher Rooney.
So keeping the ball safely wrapped up and as many yards as possible is the order of the day for Cas here, as Sim with that carry. Here's Simbakin just hammering his way forward again. Crowther's in the way. Lawler, a little scoot out of dummy half.
Oh, that's a bad one for Crowther. His elbow.
Yeah,
That's him done.
We're just looking down on the field and he looks in a bad way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the game continues as Assi with a kick and Dufty with a catch. Referee's not going to stop the game unless the doctor comes on. Looks like a dislocation from what we're looking at, but in the meantime, Warrington's still in possession. And in fact, Crowther's going to get back on into the defensive position. Well, he looks in all sorts of agony at the moment. But he's getting back in there. Dislocation, I think, that's been fixed up. And just get on with it, fella, is the order that he wanted to carry. But best order of the day is not to give it to him. And a ball has been dropped by King. Assi with a quick pick-up. Here's Innis Senior.
Good read on that left edge, just to close the player down. They tried quick hands. Just trying to set Pulis away. King drops the ball. 90 seconds left in this.
Just got a glimpse there of Geordie Crowther. He's still kind of flexing that arm to try and get things moving again. I think the next time he's involved in a tackle, which is right now, will be the big test. George Griffin takes it in. He's okay.
doesn't look well there.
Here's Stimson. Just over a minute to play, so they'll get through this set. Assi back on the inside to Westerman. And here comes Cini, who's going to try and take wrench on himself. The big handoff. Duffy was there. And it means that Cini stopped right on the line. Just for a moment there, it looked like he was heading for something glorious. But then he drops the ball. Well, they're furious here.
Quick. Zach, just calm down.
Is it worth a captain's challenge?
Alex, he's pushing forward into the man. I'm going to let him tangle, but he loses the ball against the man because he pushes into him. So knock on, all right.
Well, is it worth a captain's challenge at this stage of the game? 25 seconds to half-time. It's probably not anyway, is it?
Cini does ever so well here. Duffy with an important one-on-one. But then as they're trying to untangle, Jack Smith says that Cini loses that ball.
I think he's got it right, the referee, hasn't he?
They're probably more furious at given where it was at in this game, but Williams on the last to King.
Well, the hooter sounds. Are they up for something dramatic here? No, the ball's been lost. It'll go out of play. And that will be that at the end of the first half. That has had a little bit of everything, hasn't it? That start by Warrington. Sam Stowe with a try after 7 minutes. But what a response from Castleford, Dejan Arce and George Lawler, both scoring. Hewlis with a wonderful finish just a few moments ago. And it is all set up for what should be a fabulous second half. We'll be looking back on that first half in just a few moments' time. At half-time, it's Castleford who lead Warrington by 12 points to 10.
Field sport in the world. It's brilliant.
Hull against Huddersfield. Well, this is a game we're watching today, and at Castleford, I don't think many would have given them a chance of leading at half-time before the match began, but they probably, Carl Amor, deserve that lead when we look at some of the analysis of that first period.
Yeah, you'd have to say, on the balance of it, the Tigers perhaps deserve to be just edging in front. Well, the first points came. It was a spill there from young Fletcher Rooney. And then Arce does ever so well to deny Ben Curry, but a couple of plays later, you just see the ball go out the back to Curry. And Arce there, he just loses his man. And Sam Stone gets over for the first score. And it was at that point that we thought, ahead of this, many people would have said that Warrington should come here and dictate play. But the Tigers hit back, and this was a nice try. Individual brilliance there from Arce. Upper body strength, some questionable defence of the Wolves down on that left edge. And if they watch these pictures back, they'll know that they should be doing better here. Sneed, Fitzgibbon and Duffy. Paul Vaughan just lends a hand in there, not much more he could do. But that has to be stopped, and it wasn't. But then this was a real big moment. You felt Connor Wrench. Look at Mark Sneed on the inside. He's furious there that pass doesn't find him. And then Castleford Tigers, they hit back on the next set. Arce, Fitzgibbon can't deal with it. George Lawler in pursuit, ready to pounce, and does so. And the kick could have and maybe should have been dealt with and take nothing away there from the Tigers. And that played 12 points to 6 before this was the try of the afternoon so far. All key men touching the ball at the right time. The space was created out wide, and Jake Thewlis gets over in the corner. Mark Sneed fails with the conversion, and that's why the scoreboard leaves 12 points to 10, Dave, to the home team.
Great try, wasn't it? Great finish. These are the stats. One in particular catching your eye there, Kyle?
Yeah, the missed tackles from the Warrington Wolves there, probably a little bit too high. And everything else, there's not a lot between the two teams, as the scoreboard suggests, but those missed tackles, Sam Burge will maybe be looking to fix them up.
It is all set up for a second half. The stakes remain the same. Castleford playing for pride, Warrington playing for points to get themselves in the 6 mix again. At half-time, it's 12-10. Full second half coming next.
Doesn't necessarily matter.
Table so often.
The only concern really is if you're a Cas fan watching here or at home, is that every time Warrington get down near that line, you just feel that they're in a little bit more scramble mode, but they've been doing it really well. There's a number of times that they should have been caught in goal and just showing a little bit more desire in that area of the field. They can't afford to invite Warrington down that end too many times in this second 40.
And again, to underline the importance of this game, we've seen that table so often today. The importance of this game in what it means to Warrington. They could be, if they don't win, they could be 3 points adrift of the top 6. Hull and Wakefield already registering big wins this weekend, so Warrington have to win, really. They have got a run-in which suggests there's still plenty of points to go, but they don't want to be losing ground at this stage.
Yeah, we're in that part of the season, Dave, you know, round sort of 19 through to 23, where it doesn't necessarily matter. Penalties given here or there, that'll help Warrington, but it doesn't really matter in terms of how you perform. You just have to collect points. And you worry about that in the next coming. Look, if you can perform really well, by all means take it, but you just need points on the board at this stage of the season.
And even this weekend we have seen games just turning around in the second half. Leeds struggling against Salford the other night, yet run out big winners. So Warrington will be hoping to take that as a blueprint. Just finding some ground here. Little chip over the top by George Williams. Oh, brilliant from him, but a great recovery from Fletcher Rooney, just diving and striking it away. My goodness, that was a flash of inspiration from Williams.
Yeah, piece of individual brilliance there. Smart sees Fletcher and Rooney in the line, chips it over the top. Credit to Rooney. Turns with speed and gets there first.
They've suddenly gone up a gear, Warrington, at the start of this second half. There seems to be a greater urgency and a greater tempo about them just at the moment. No doubt Sam Burgess will have had his words at half-time.
Saw Jordy Crowther pick up an injury just before. I think it was a suspected dislocated elbow. He hasn't returned out in the second 40.
Yeah, you won't blame him for that. This is Curry, and here comes Sneed, and Duffy's joining in again and smuggling that ball away, but they've given it away. Simply given it away.
Overplay in there on the left edge. He just almost throws the ball into Josh Sims' hands. Poor end to the set.
His words, no doubt, still ringing in the ears of his players. As we said in the first half a time or two, we'll just underline at the start of the second half, judge this game, the standard of the game, by the weather. It is still absolutely hammering it down. Here's Westerman. Kick from RC. Rather scrambled kick for him as well. Warrington have a chance to reset themselves inside their opponent's half in this set. Some hard carries to be done in pursuit of that in the first instance. Powell. It's Wrench. Running hard and running fast. Gaining as much ground as he possibly can. Powell. Back to Sneed again. Here's Curry and an easy one. Yates. Philbin. One to go for Warrington. 12 inside their opponent's territory. Williams with that kick high. Fletcher Rooney scrambling to get across there. It's into the hands of Thewlis, and he's an easy target to put into touch from there in these conditions.
Another nice piece of play there from Rooney. He just watches it. At first you think he's going to go for it, but then he just pulls out, knowing that he'll be able just to knock Thewlis over the sideline, and does.
That was a high ball you didn't want to catch, Carl, wasn't it? Puts you in a disadvantage straight away.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's Sim. Sinney. He's found a bit of space to wander into here as well. George Lawler, and Liam Horn still missing for Castleford. That's a good carry forward by Innes Senior. Lawler skipping it back again. Fletcher Rooney's getting involved. We haven't seen an overuse of the interchange benches, have we? Kane Robb's out there, still on the bench. From Castleford's point of view, gives them an extra dummy half option, and Stephen Ratchford and Ewan Irwin, 17-year-old Ewan Irwin on the Warrington bench. We've not seen either of them so far. There's a couple of cards up Sam Burgess' sleeve if he needs them.
Took a little knock.
This now is Josh Dewlis. Duft is hopping and skipping back into position. I think his old coach described him as a bit Hollywood at times, Matt Duffy. Back to Sneed, just hammering it down the middle. Giving Castleford the invitation to do some hard work again from deep inside their own half as Innes Senior runs it back. Wrench meets him with a muscle. And now Sim.
Decent game, Sim. Come on with a nice couple of carries. They look to explore this left edge. No Rudy holds.
Warrington line moving up as one, which made things a little more difficult for Fletcher Rooney in terms of getting that ball away. It's Mellor. Here's Lawler. Struggling to make some yards here, still pretty much inside their own half, but that's an improvement by Stimson. But they're on the halfway line. Warrington doing a decent enough job in defence so far. Assey sticks it high. Hewlis underneath it. Safely does it for Josh. Grabbed up by Griffin. And here comes King. And a nice flick away as well. Powell was waiting. Hewlis is there as well. Here's Sneed. King again, throwing his body at the weight of that Cass defence. Powell's having a little look around to see what options are open to him. Philbin came charging through, but instead it's a slip and a slide for Stone. Curry. Pitch is holding up superbly well, given all the rain they've had here the last couple of days. But you just get a sense it's a little heavy underfoot with the slips. The kick is high, the kick is dropped by Sim. Just for a moment I thought the referee was going to allow him to play on, but Sim quite clearly knocking on, and there's a bonus here for Warrington.
Again, it was the height that was placed on that kick from Sneed. The chase from the left edge, and Williams in there just does enough to put Sim off.
They're already engaged in it.
Captain's challenge here.
Time off, Rushy. Captain's challenge coming. Castleford are challenging the ruling of a knock-on.
So, was it a knock-on or not? Let's hear from the video referee.
Have you knocked on? Depends where. Right. He'll have a look, mate.
Okay, we've got a captain's challenge. Castleford are challenging the ruling of a knock-on. So there's players to their left. Hewlis, the winger to the left, is offside. Let's play it through, just track the offside players. Williams is okay. The chaser's offside initially, a passive at that point. So we need now something close in on the possible knock-on. So we'll go slow on this, slow on this. So the ball's quite blurry on that as to whether or not it is knocked on. Let's see if we can get any better angles. Can we go? We pause it on the foot, please. Pause on the foot. Pause on the foot. So Williams needs both feet behind the ball, which he doesn't do. So if we run it through from this point, please. Run it through. So George Williams is an active chaser at that point. He has an effect on the possible catch. So it's a prior breach. It's going to be a penalty to Castleford for an offside kick chase from George Williams. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, there you go. I mean, Cass went up there because they thought it came off the shoulder of Chris Atkin, but they got a bonus in the fact that they've got a penalty because George Williams was offside. And it's a very astute captain's challenge if they went for the offside. I think it was for the shoulder. So, I think Cass fans are going to cheer this. There we go. There we go. They're very happy with that. And a good challenge. We were wondering what on earth that was all about, but when you saw the evidence there, Kyle, it was a very good challenge.
It was a very good challenge, but it was obvious as well that Sim didn't touch the ball. It comes off Atkin's shoulder. And Sim was, he had an opportunity to race away there, but it doesn't matter now. Penalty's being given. And they're going to cross over the halfway line through Stimson. Just straightens up a little bit. Nice push back.
Well, just changes the balance of the things, doesn't it? Because Warrington should have been in possession at the other end, but on the back of that, Castleford now have a chance to build an attack here as Rooney comes in. He would have been certain. He would have been certain that he hadn't touched the ball. Back it comes to Mellor, and now it's Griffin, and Griffin will straighten things up. Lawler's jogging up there again. And it's back with Arce. Up to the line and just tries to trick his way through, but big shoulders coming his way, stopping him in his tracks. Lawler. Westerman. Atkin with a miss-out pass. It's a difficult one. It's gone backwards, the referee says, in his senior. So a stroke of luck there, but they're on the last. Going to make things up here. Atkin sees Curry coming his way, somehow gets the kick up in the air. Duffy's underneath it, safely pouched. They're after him. Duffy's looking for the escape route, but diving effort coming in from Stimson.
Yeah, not a bad end to the set there with some pretty ordinary attack. They managed just to trap Duffy 8 metres away from his own line. Really important that the Tigers front up here. They do like to play the ball quick to the Wolves.
Jake Thewlis with a carry. Sneed waiting again. Coming through Fitzgibbon. And Ratchford's on the field. Stefan Ratchford. It was him at dummy half, of course. It's back with Philbin. Sam Powell is the man who's gone off, so Ratchford is operating out of dummy half at the moment. A little bit of a change of footwork from Rooney to make sure he got there. Well, it's in the balance. 10 minutes of the second half play. Castleford 12, Warrington 10.
Neither side, just showing any sort of kink in the chain at the moment. Senior looks to carry and get a few more metres downfield, but he's put on his back.
George Lawler inside for Westerman, who offers it back for Amon, and Amon goes slugging it in again, taking his side to the halfway line. Lawler, Westerman flips it out back to Atkin, who carries it an extra stride or two's in. He has to dive on that. There was no touch from the Warrington player. It was simply a loose pass. So they're on the last play. Atkin puts it up there. Duffy's underneath it. Mellor's on the chase. But Duffy's done well. Decent 10 metres covered.
Just Castleford there with ball in hand. The last two sets have just been a little bit sloppy towards the back end of it.
Ratchford again, just having a look around, see where his options are. It's King, Toby King, who comes bringing it back with a bit of strength and determination. Castleford defenders just ordered back as Vaughan comes forward again into the tackle, but metres after contact, which has been often a feature of his game, are decent enough. Ratchford, and now Williams Threatening the kick, but offloads instead. Stone put down. 1 to go in the set. Here's Sneed. Sticking it up there. Where's this coming down with a bit of cloud still attached? Well, Sims absolutely safe as houses on that occasion.
It's been good this afternoon. Sini just gets in between Williams and Ratchford.
It's real arm wrestle at the moment, isn't it? Both sides know the importance of the game. Assi. Going to be a carry by Innes Senior. So many times this season we've seen one senior or the other making big yards downfield. One play to go. Lawler. Assi again. Forced to just hammer it downfield where Josh Dewlis is standing and waiting and backtracking and making sure he's in a comfortable position to catch. And well, was he caught high there by Westerman? No, he wasn't. Wants to get up to play it quickly as well and isn't allowed to do so. So it is a penalty for Warrington, and they'll be back in their opponent's half very soon here.
It was a bit of a laboured chase from the Tigers. They just look a little bit flat at the moment. They're not quite moving the legs at the right speed. You just get a sense, don't you, David? It's the Wolves who are in the ascendancy at the moment.
Well, they've got to turn it into points. Ratchford again patiently at dummy half. Sneed now. Plenty of tackles in the bag, looking to test them early here. Fitzgibbon ranging out wide. 4 to go. It's back with Vaughan. See what damage he can do. Ratchford getting over there. Sneed. Curry dropping it back to Williams. Sliding through from Williams. The chase is on. But the ball beaches everybody. And I hope he's okay there, Josh Dewlis, colliding with the cameraman in the corner. But it's out of play. It's a tap back on the 20.
Again, it's a short kick from Williams. And it's just one roll too long for Dewlis. It hits the flag. 7 tackle set given away.
Still had a couple of plays left there, I think. But anyway, who's to question the footballing mind of George Williams?
And Rob out there now, Dave.
Yeah. Amon. Rob picks up, delivers. Assi. Here's Mellor. Oh, if he could have got that away. Lewis Senior was ready and waiting, but Warrington doing just enough. Rob now, opposite it back to Westham. Rob. Pass misread by Atkin. Bounces to Stimson, but there's not much he can do about this here other than make things honest again. And they've hit the last. Assi putting it high. Chase is on. Dewlis underneath it, and Josh Dewlis giving his side possession back again. A little fumble again towards the back end of the set from Cass, but they'll be much better pleased with the way that finished.
Yeah, and again, decent kick from Assi. It's measured equally with a decent chase. We're just asking the Wolves to go 90 metres. Simbikin trying to come up with a shot.
Jeff Dewlis almost finding a path through.
Outside back's doing a good job here for the Wolves.
Sneed, corkscrew kick from left to right, but Innes Senior all over that with a catch. Diffusing that situation, and here he comes, and he's got his brother for company here as well, in the shape of Lewis. Well, the pair of them very nearly opening up the Warrington defence, but they put their side on the front foot at the very least. Mellor with a carry. Rob smartly in there. Westerman taking it on again. Again, just putting it in there. Pressure beginning to grow on the Warrington line. Singleton slugging forward. 2 plays. Warrington needs to survive here. Can't afford to go 2 scores back. Arce throws it out to Atkin. This now is Cini on that right-hand side. It's back for Atkin. The sixth play is a kick. Williams up there, and he's absolutely smashed into Singleton, thudding forward, but well done to George Williams for holding on.
Yeah, it was a good kick and a good take as well. Singleton, as soon as Williams puts his foot on the floor, lets him know he's there. Toby King, we're disappointed with his defensive effort there on Senior.
This is Vaughan. Ratchford's having a look around. Sneed again. Head down and off he darts. And Wrench is joining in. But they've hit the last. One play to go. Still inside their own half. And tight to that touchline, which makes things even more difficult. Sneed, though, gets a good kick away, and he's hit the grass. And anything could happen from here, but it's Lewis Senior who reaches up and takes it safely.
In the last two sets there from Castleford defensively, they've been pretty good. They've ended the sets well, and the trade-off for that is they just get to play in this middle third of the field and start the sets from here.
Cini looking to be direct. Tension around the ground as well at the moment, with the game so tight as it stands. Simbakin. Rob to Westerman. To Arce. And here comes Rooney, running into trouble in the shape of George Williams. Warrington have done a job so far, but they've one more defensive effort to make here. Curry comes running out because he knows that Arce's going to get that kick away, and Arce's going to find the ground as it bounces away from Mellor. It's still up there. There's an offside. There's a clear offside, and Castleford get a penalty right in front of the sticks.
Again, it's another wonderful kick under enormous pressure. Ben Curry, who's been in Arce's eye line all day, but Arce has got another quality kick away. But again, the chase. It's Tom Amon and Stimson, I think it is, or Mellor rather, that go through the middle of the field. Fitzgibbon gets his hand to it from an offside position.
Got a challenge by
Captain's
Warrington.
challenge coming.
Hang on. Yeah, Warrington challenging.
The lead chaser that makes contact is offside, so they're challenging the decision of a knock-on into a technical offside.
Challenging that. Well, you heard that. Let's hear from the video referee again. We've had some big moments on this captain's challenge.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Warrington are challenging the ruling of a knock-on into offside. So all the chasers to the right initially are onside. Track the players to the left. So we can play it through from this point. Need something tighter in on the challenge. So does Mellor miss that ball? Let's see if we can get an angle that shows the ball. So Mellor misses the ball completely. See what happens from here. It's a bouncing ball at that point. So the ball's touched there. Need to establish what direction that ball goes in. So he touches the ball in the air there. And then Fitzgibbon takes possession. So does the ball go forward in relation to the ground from that touch there? Let's see if there's any other angles. So we can't see the ball. So the ball comes into frame there. Okay, so the other corner is going to be the best angle. So he touches the ball there. Yeah, that angle doesn't show us either which direction it goes in relation to the ground. The camera falls too far away to tell. So based on the footage that I've seen, the challenge is inconclusive. Thank you.
Well, inconclusive, so the penalty remains.
No, the penalty's going to stand. The challenge is inconclusive.
Not sure whether the ball needs to go backwards or forwards, but it's given Luke to be standing offside anyway, didn't he? So but it's a penalty for Cass.
He's offside all day long, yeah.
So the penalty for Castleford.
That aspect of the decision, whether
They retain their challenge because of that inconclusivity. So there's still a chance for them to go again on that. But what about this choice? They're kicking for goal here.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. On the basis of the opening hour that we've seen, there isn't really too much between them. And in tight games, when points present, you have to take them. And Atkin, he's already kicked 2 from 2. He kicked 3 last week, and that lost to Salford. And he's kicked in the 3rd here this afternoon.
Well, there you go. Left-footed penalty converted. Not everybody's had that in their career. Stuart Pearce watching on. Talking about penalty takers, I'm sure you're not really reminded of that. But a Warrington fan, an absolute Warrington fanatic is Stuart Pearce. He'll not be happy with what he's watching at the moment. Castleford leading here by 14 points to 10.
I understand why Lachlan Fitzgibbon makes a play for that with Tom Amone. Almost looked like he was going to snatch it.
So, Warrington's task made just a little more difficult, but not insurmountable, with 20 minutes to play. And in the context of Warrington's season, perhaps a big 20 minutes to go. There's 8-9 rounds still to play after this, so nothing's done and dusted this weekend. But if they just fall 3 points behind the 6, suddenly that pressure begins to grow.
Yeah, for sure. And Hull have got a couple of fanciable fixtures coming up, but Warrington have got some difficult ones in there.
Inform Lee. Wigan maybe not in form at the moment, and Catalan, Huddersfield and Salford, they'll think of those. As we were talking earlier about, you know, a slightly easier run in for Warrington. Those are games they will definitely feel they have to win.
Well, they'll certainly put a ring round this one today, given that what's been going on at Castleford. At the moment, it's the home team leading by 4 points as we enter the final quarter.
Well, Chris Chester's on the lookout for a new coach for Castleford. He's already said he doesn't want it. He's part of the recruitment process. But he'll be happy with what he's watching at the moment. But as we always say, 90 minutes to go, anything can happen. Could be a completely different look on the game at the end. Warrington desperately hoping that is the case. Retchford, Curry, Williams, and now Dufty. Retchford again. Sneed. He's sticking it up in the air. Rooney underneath it. Williams is chasing hard. Got him there as a competitive element, but the referee says nope. Penalty Cass.
They'd be better off making a play for that almost Josh Rourke or Tyrone May style. He just runs into Fletcher Rooney right in front of Jack Smith, and he decides that that's a penalty. George Williams a bit bemused by that one.
So what, we weren't far off catching that ball as it was kicked out of play. I'd put money on you taking it, said Clive. Really? Castleford have it back. Here's Lewis Senior. Kane Robert dummy half. Captain on the day, Alex Mellor, will push through again and find his side a place inside their opponent's half. Rob once more. Westerman offering it off. Amone. Rob. Westerman. Singleton. Rob. Assey, and there was Mellor. Assey sticking it up there. It's a similar kick to the one he produced earlier, but this time he overcooks it. Taken on the full by Jake Thulis, who takes the tap quickly, and it means that Warrington rapidly are up to that position with 6 plays to go.
It's so important to end your sets well, and that's perhaps the first time that we've seen a missed kick from Arcee, if you like, or too much weight on it. He's involved here trying to bring George Williams down. 2 plays gone.
Ratchford, Luke Yates is just pawing the ground. He wants to have a go, and off he goes, pushing hard. Sneed back on the inside.
Big shot.
Down by Simbican. It's Akin who picks it up, and City's there, and City's looking to run away, and he does get a pass away, and Josh Sim will celebrate as he scores. Huge try for Castleford. Huge try in Warrington's season. Castleford. Oh, hang on. Cas fans hold those celebrations. Warrington fans hold those groans. Try on the field.
Has left Sneed's hands, or if it's a ball and all tackle. Live decision is
Looking at how that ball came free. Let's hear from the video referee again.
If it's ball and all.
Okay, it's going into zero tackle. The on-field decision is try. We're just checking whether the ball has left Mark Sneed's hands before the tackle, so he's still in possession at that point, still in possession. The ball's still in his hands at the point of contact. So we can play on from this point. We can play on from that point. It's picked up cleanly by Atkin. So we can play on from here. Get something close in on the grounding to confirm. He's in possession, and the ball is grounded. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, I think Josh Sim might look back on that and think, I'm very glad I kept hold of that ball. Because, I mean, if he'd lost it there in that celebration, that would have been terrible, wouldn't it? But he did keep a hold of it. Video referee again back, straight in. A quick decision and an absolute confirmation of a try that gives Castleford an 8 points lead.
It all comes from the work there. Jeremiah Simbican. Mark Sneed holds onto the ball for a little bit too long. Simbican right shoulder, big contact. Atkin on the seat. Cini almost running in quicksand there, but gives it to Sim. And Sim gets a well-deserved try this afternoon. I think he's been fantastic out on that right edge. All the Castleford Tigers players getting excited, transitioning from defence into attack. And Sim, maybe not the best dive over, but an important score.
All right, the check for Josh. Chris Chester doesn't look like he's getting overexcited at the moment, but his side could be in a double-digit lead here in just a moment, and the flags are up. 4 out of 4, 20 points to 10. Warrington have to score twice in the 15 minutes that remain.
They are capable of doing so. They've got enough quality out there. Once again, it's just looking like a season. It's just going to go to the wayside. Poor kick-off.
Well, they threw the dice. They came up with double one, and Miller is the man who took it for Castleford, and they have it back and a chance to build pressure back on this Warrington line again. This now is Innes Senior. Now, this is what's coming up for Cas. Well, what it's worth, St Helens and Hawkeye are away, so Leeds and Catalan and Lee, but at least they'll be hoping to finish the season with a bit of enthusiasm and several replicas of the performance they're putting in here today. Westerman setting a platform, but only one to play. Which way they go? Singleton's running it on this left-hand side. Do they know it's the sixth tackle, or are they just happy to hand the ball over there?
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of a breakdown, but again, not a bad place to turn the ball over. I think second half, that's been a huge positive for Chris Chester's side, the way that they've just finished the sets in this bottom left-hand corner. And this Castleford Tigers crowd, they're sensing a victory. 14 minutes left.
Well, they had the upset against Huddersfield just a few weeks ago, Warrington at home. And to lose here at Castleford would be doubly damning on their hopes for the season. So can they fix this? Williams. Here comes Dufty. Skipping away. King being shepherded towards that left-hand side. Rensrather. Going to get up and plays. Fitzgibbon trying to make the burst. Want to go. They've certainly got the start quality in their ranks at Warrington to fix this up in the 13 that remain. Curry puts it back to Williams. Williams now. Oh, this is good handling. King gets it away. And now it's with Josh Dewlis, who cuts inside. What a tackle that was. What an incredible tackle that was. How on earth have they denied a try there? Was that Mellor who came flying across? We're going for the video ref.
I've got no try.
No try on the field.
No try.
It was Alex Mellor, and if he's denied the score here, that is just about the tackle of the season. But has he gone high? Let's hear from the video referee.
Just checking he doesn't ground it.
Okay, the on-field decision is no try. The referee has the high tackle on field, so that would be a penalty on field if he now doesn't ground the ball. So we're just going to play it through and confirm the grounding, because the ball's always up, and the referee then blows his whistle. So he doesn't ground the ball, and the referee already has the penalty for the high tackle on field. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, there you go. I mean, a great effort from Mellor, but he did go high. So it'll be interesting to see whether this is a penalty try or not. No try.
No try. It's going to be a penalty for the high tackle.
It is a penalty only for the high tackle.
He's leaving the field here.
Surely he scores there.
It's not a penalty. Wait, George.
Well, let's see what he says. Let's see what he says.
He's going to review whether it's worth a sin bin or not.
There might be a sin bin in here, as we heard.
You can't take the defender out of the situation. Is that right?
What do you mean if he's not there, he scores? If he's not there, he scores.
Calm down, please, now.
Well, a lot of discussion going on there on the field.
Yeah.
Should that have been a penalty try? Is there a sin binning coming up?
Yeah, Rushy, I've got you. Alex, I will. I'll speak to you in a minute. Alex, come here. Joel, I'm all right. Right. It's going to be a penalty. It's also going to be 10 minutes in the bin for that offence, mate. In you go.
So Mellor sin bin on the back of that.
You'd rather,
10 minutes away.
I've explained the decision to you.
That part's the correct call, Dave. But that's a dead set try. Make no mistake about it. Full speed.
George, no, that's enough.
The Wolves have had the pocket pinched on that one.
Well, I mean, the referee's explanation is you can't take the defender out of it. He might have made that tackle if he'd made it legally. Anyway. We'll debate that after it's finished. Castleford are down to 12. Warrington have got 13 minutes left to play. 10 of those against only 12 players. It's now or never. They have to get themselves on the board yet again. Here comes Vaughan. Vaughan with a push and the offload. Powell takes it on. Now it's Yates. Yates dragged down. Warrington fans baying for blood behind the sticks. Vaughan again, has a look, eyes up what's ahead of him. And any thoughts he had of an offload, snubbed out as arms are up around. Another set of six. Another set of six coming here. Step back. Young Ewan Irwin in amongst all of that. He's on the field, 17 years of age. And he's put down. It's now with Yates. Yates looking to batter a way through. Can't find. Back towards Irwin. Now Vaughan. Powell and Williams. Williams puts a kick towards the corner. The chase is on. Ratchford, has he got it down? He claims it as a try. Warrington might just have hope of salvation here. It is confirmed. Ratchford on the right wing is the scorer. And Warrington are back within striking distance, and a kick to come here as well.
Well, we've got a game that's threatening to go the distance, and George Williams has persisted with that short kicking game, and it's came up trumps in his senior. And he's got to do better there, show a bit more urgency, get that ball out, knock it dead if you have to. Stephen Ratchford dots an important try down. There's 11 minutes left to go. And this is an important kick now from Sneed.
Well, it's not Sneed. Sneed's off the field, which is why young Ewan Irwin is on the field. And what a moment for this 17-year-old. Couple of minutes played as 18th man against St Helens earlier in the year. Now, more minutes, big responsibility, but he's put it wide. It's a tough kick. He's put it wide, but 20 points to 14. It's game on with 11 minutes to play.
Well, Innisini is still down in the corner receiving treatment, so he may perhaps just had a little bit of an injury. He did look slow, turning around there and chasing that. I think his afternoon's done.
News from the touchline, by the way, Mark Sneed has gone off for an HIA, which is why Ewan Irwin suddenly appeared on the field, and that's not looking good either, is it? The senior. He's a young player of much promise. A lot of people excited about his future.
It'll be really interesting to see how these final 10 minutes unfold. Castleford scarred throughout 2025. Will they find a way to almost lose this game? Or have they got something else up their sleeve?
There's a kick and caught in the in-goal area. Did he fall backwards? Out of play, no. Oh, hang on.
Just check the dead ball line.
They're just checking the dead ball line here.
Checking the dead ball line. Tackle one here, we got.
Does he touch the line? Oh, my goodness. He stays in the field of play, doesn't he? Jake Dewlis.
We can't see for traffic, Tom.
That is so close, but I think he's okay. He's okay. By the way, we get mixed messages. Josh Dewlis has gone off for an HIA.
Tackle one.
And Warrington looking to pound their way back down at field. Nine minutes to go. Just a slither over that. What a finish we've got here now. Curry, Owen, and now Williams. Wrench. Owen again. Now it's Vaughan. Last play. One to go. Powell goes left to Williams. Into the hands of Duffy. Duffy with a chip and chase, but it's too close to the fullback Fletcher Rooney. And Castleford very relieved about that.
Give me a little bit of a better kick. I understand him trying to roll the dice, but maybe a couple of minutes too early.
Sam Wood is on the field as well, in place of Innis Senior. There's Josh Sim. Oh, this is so slow, such a slow play the ball. Sinney. Yates all over him. Amon. Lawler, last play this in the set. So Assey sticks it up there. Ratchford underneath it. He's being chased down and again takes to the ground just before Wood gets there. Warrington, first job, keep possession. Second job, get upfield as quickly as they can. What we're being told from the touchline now is that Mark Sneed was carrying a niggle before the game, so this substitution that has seen young Ewan Irwin come on was planned. This is Vaughan. Hits hard, slams back. Toby King. Oh, he's done well, but there was no expectation there from young Irwin. He lets the ball slip. And Castleford congratulate themselves on getting the ball back again here.
It was a decent shot from Singleton on the inside. He knocks Toby King off his feet and he promotes the ball. And young Irwin just wasn't ready for it.
Well, a chance for everyone to take a bit of a breath here with 7 minutes to go. Zaxini's just getting a bit of treatment. There you can see, I mean, he was heavily strapped up before the start of the game, wasn't he, Mark Sneed? And clearly that is the reason for him prowling the touchline at the moment rather than being in the thick of the action. Whether they're going to risk bringing him back on again, we'll have to wait and see. He's been in the walls this season, hasn't he? It was a broken cheekbone earlier in the year.
Yeah. Previewed those two halfbacks before the game, and the early exchanges looked like that Sneed was winning that battle with the boot. After 5 minutes in, Dejan Arce has really controlled this game for the Tigers.
Well, he's okay, Zaxini, so referee can play us on again here. 7 minutes to go, 6 points the difference. We could be heading for golden point extra time. In the rain on Castleford on a Sunday afternoon. Or can Warrington rescue the match within the 80, or can Castleford score again and take it beyond their opponents? It's all in the balance.
Move together! Make it sound!
Lawler. And now Singleton. Romping ahead. Still pushing hard. We might be in drop goal territory before long as well. Who knows where this one's going? Lawler. Westerman just with a charge on the angle. Well, Dejan Arce's hanging back. Here it comes. Left-footed drop goal attempt by him. Oh, he's put it wide. He's put it wide. Cas fans behind the sticks were reaching for the skies to celebrate. And then hands on heads in desperate frustration.
That's a big miss. That's a golden opportunity. Just takes a stab at it, pulls it wide, and he knows it.
So Warrington start the trek again. 6 tackles from here, and on this tight Castleford ground, they'll fancy they can make some distance. Powell. Owen puts it back to Williams, who juggles and then just takes the conservative route, struggling to get that ball under control. Vaughan pushing hard. It's almost like he relishes the contact, doesn't he? Powell, Williams. This is Dufty. Pushing away Westerman and searching back towards the middle again, where they're queuing up and waiting. It's into the hands of Toby King, and Ratchford can't reel in the impossible pass. And Castleford survived that moment, but there are 5 more minutes to play.
They create the overlap on this right edge. The pass from King, it has to be much, much better. Stephen Ratchford had no chance there whatsoever. That pass was clean. There's an opportunity there for another score.
The rain pours, as it has done all day. We're poised for a big, big finish. Castleford hanging on. Lawler. This now is Sam Wood.
There doesn't need to be any flash from Castleford here, Dave. Just get your head down, play the ball correctly, give it to Arce to kick the ball long.
Simmerkin. Stimson bouncing out of one attempted tackle, but not making too much more progress before he is dealt with. Atkin was drilling it towards the touchline, just letting the seconds tick by. Warrington get the ball back, what, 3 more times before full time here? And they have to score twice to win it within the 80 minutes. Some stones gone off the field, by the way, and Joe Fielding is back on for Warrington. Here is Fielding. Now skipping on to Curry. Curry with a carry. Williams now. Duffy's joining in. Does well to hook that ball in. Connor Wrench just tickling the touchline. Danger of running out of space. Castleford are back to the 13, by the way, because Mellor has returned from the sin bin. Simbakin has come on in his place, I think. This is Curry and Irwin and Williams. Williams trying to slide through. The referee had already seen it as a penalty. He was giving Warrington advantage there. There was none forthcoming.
That's a ridiculous.
And the penalty goes Warrington's way.
That's a ridiculous decision from Stimson. He has no right to do that, particularly the efforts of his side. With 2.5 minutes on the clock. Yates with the quick tap.
Well, they left it late in the rain against Catalan last week. Have Warrington got another big finish in them? Curry, Irwin, the ball went forward. The ball went forward. And Cass survive yet again. They're celebrating like they've won the game. There's still 2 minutes to play. But they can see a minute out here with ball in hand.
Well, Joe Stimson will breathe a huge sigh of relief. The work from Singleton underneath the ball and Simbakin to apply pressure to make sure that that pass is thrown earlier than expected. And count himself lucky.
Is there going to be a big push here from the Warrington pack to try and just put Castleford off their stride when the ball is fed in? All things being equal, it should be Castleford's ball back again. 90 seconds left on the clock. Atkin feeds. Castleford have it safely in the shape of wood. Assi. Josh Dealis, by the way, has passed his HIA, so he's about to come back on, but there's only a minute left. Lawler, Stimson. Fans of Wakefield and Hull looking on, hoping that Castleford can hang on. Warrington supporters desperately hoping that their side can get this ball back quickly. There's one play to go. Atkin goes down that blind side, just gives up possession, but with only just over 30 seconds left. 3-4 plays for Warrington to take this into Golden Point, the best they can hope for at the moment. Powell throwing it back. Curry. Into Williams. Williams now needs a bit of individual brilliance from him. This might be the last play. This might be it. Inside it goes. Little chip and chase by the 17-year-old, but it's taken by Rooney. He'll take the tackle. Castleford fans celebrate like they've just qualified for a grand final. But it's a rare victory in these parts for the hometown team. Warrington players sink to their knees because they know how damaging this defeat might be. They remain 3 points off the top 6 on a day they were expected to win. Big weekend for Hull and Wakefield. Big weekend for the wrong reasons from Warrington's point of view. But Chris Chester, as interim coach, has his first victory in that position. It's a season that's done and dusted in terms of the league table, but they've shown plenty of personal pride today here, Kyle Aylmore.
Yeah, they certainly have, coming into this game off the back of 4 losses in a row, with the Wolves winning the last 3. And Castleford Tigers have really deserved this victory. Probably their best performance of season 2025. But for the Wolves, the head scratching and inquest goes on because they just haven't been good enough. And it's looking ever more increasingly like it's another season that's going to end up with a bit of a bad taste in the mouth.
Well, you had the duty of picking the player of the match today. Who have you gone for?
Yeah, look, it's pretty obvious this one. Number 6, Dejan Arce for Castleford. He's coming into this thinking he's got an almighty job on his hands, going up against one of the best kickers of the football in the competition in Mark Sneed, and he's completely outdone him. Arce made a couple of really big plays as well defensively, but his kicking game was exceptional. Controlled the game all afternoon and come up with a couple of try assists as well. His best performance, no doubt about it.
Well, Dejan Arce is heading over to our camera in the corner, so we'll be having a word with him in just a few moments' time. Wearing the 2 badges of honour, the plaster around his head and the player of the match medal around his chest as well. But Sweet Caroline used to be a joyous anthem at this ground 6-7 years ago when they were having all those glorious times, but they're singing it with gusto here again today. A victory for Castleford that perhaps not many would have seen coming against a Warrington side who were desperate for the win. But Castleford showing plenty of character and no shortage of skill, including their player of the match, Dejan Arce, who's with us right now. Dejan, I mean, where did that come from? After what happened at Salford last week, how did you have it in you as a team to pick yourselves up and produce a performance like that today?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough one coming into it. Warrington have had a pretty good season so far, so we just knew it was going to be a dogfight, and a dogfight it was. So full credit to our boys. We stuck to the game plan all game for the full 80, and it's a long time between wins, but it's a good one to have at home.
Feels like a joyful place here at the moment. You've only had a couple of wins this season. How do you keep this going now?
Yeah, obviously we haven't put 2 good performances back to back this season, so it's just within ourselves. We've had to have a real good hard look at ourselves this season, but I'm just enjoying the moment, and I'm glad we got the 2 points today.
Yeah, Dejan, would you say that's your individual best performance of season 2025, and what messages has Chris Chester said to you over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, look, I'm happy with the way I played today. Still had a few areas and a few fix-up that I need to get through, but all season the coaching staff has just been helping me, just telling me to back myself, running the ball, kicking the ball well, and that was a big part of our win today.
And has there been a reset? I mean, Danny Maguire left, quite surprising circumstances in some regard. Have players kind of got to yourselves? Have you had a word amongst yourselves to say, look, things have got to change here?
Well, obviously it's the way Danny's left. It's off the back of our performances. We weren't performing well at the start of the season, and Meggsy caught the brunt of it, which is unfortunate. But we just got to take a good hard look at ourselves, like I said, and perform well for the back end of the season going into next season.
Well, you can enjoy the day. Nothing can take that away from you. Enjoy the day, enjoy the win. Fabulous individual performance and great team performance as well. Well done, Dejan.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Well done.
Thanks for joining us as well. Well, that's the full-time score.